HISD Dance would like to remind you to be safe while dancing. Make sure that you're wearing proper dance attire and that you clear the space around you. If you're dancing on the carpet, wear bare feet. But if you're dancing on hardwood floors or hard surfaces, make sure to wear dance shoes or non-slippery socks. Get ready to have a great time dancing.
Hi, I'm HISD dance teacher Justine Gingell. Hola, soy profesora de baile at HISD. And la lección de hoy es en tres partes. The lesson for today is in 3 parts. Part 1, calentar. Parte 1 is warm up. Part 2, historia de danza moderna. Part 2 is the history of modern dance. And parte 3, part 3 is bailar, to dance. Are you ready? Let's have some fun. Es tiempo de calentar. It's time to warm up. We're going to begin in a great parallel position. That means that our toes are pointed forward, our heels are pointed backwards, and they are and our feet are right underneath our hips. And we begin. So we will start with shoulder roll on the right side with a plie bend. Shoulder roll, elbow roll, arm roll, and curve and stand. Let me try it sideways so that you can really see the position. 5, 6 tummies lifted, here I go. We go 1, 2, shoulder 2, 2, arm 3, 2, and stand tall. When you come forward, notice how my hips still point down. I don't tuck my pelvis into a C curve. We'll do that later when we work on contractions, okay? So it is a 1 and 2, a 2 and 2, a 3 and 2, curve 4 and stand. Yes? And then we'll do 4 tendus So we'll do right arm, left arm, 4 tendus forward with the right foot. You'll remember these from ballet, modern dance, and jazz all include tendus. And 4 tendus with your left foot. 3 and 4. Then we'll begin again with our shoulder roll. So we go shoulder roll 1 and 2 and elbow 2, arm 3, 2 and curve, stand tall. Other side. 1 and 2, 2 and 2. 3 and 2, curve, stand tall. 4 tendus to the side. 2, 3, and 4. 4 tendus to the other side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we'll do both arms twice. So we'll go 1 and 2, 2 and 2, 3 and 2, curve, stand tall. Again, 1 and 2, 2, 2, 3 and 2, curve, stand tall. I can't wait to see it. Get ready, let's get some music. 5, 6, here we go. 1, 2, 2, 2, arm, 3, 2, curve, stand tall, and 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, curve, ready to tendu, close, tendu, close, tendu, close, tendu. Next foot, close, brush that foot, point those toes, get ready, here we go, and 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, curve, stand tall, other arm, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, curve, tendu to the side, 1, close, 2, close, 3, and I are going to continue warming up. And we're going to do the same combination with a little change. So we are going to start in that great parallel position like we did before, toes pointing forward, heels pointing back. And we're going to do that same great plie, but we are going to add a jump. Why? Because it's fun. And also because it helps us to get warm. So we have one. Oh, I started with my left shoulder. Let's start with our right. So we plie. 1 and 2, 2 and 2, 3 and 2. Curve, stand tall. 1 and 2, 2 and 2, 3 and 2. Curve, stand tall. When we go to do our tendus, they're not tendus anymore. Tendus touch the ground. And instead, we're going to do our dégagés. You'll remember them from ballet and from jazz. Modern has dégagés too. Dégagé means to disengage from the floor. So we're going to come off of the floor just a little bit, 2 to 3 inches. That's about the length of your pinky finger. All right? So we dégagé. 1, 2, 2 and 2, 3 and 2, 4 and 2. Other side. 2. Weighted arms hanging by your side. And then we begin again. Here we go. Before we do our dégagés to the side, we go 1 and 2, 2 and 2, 3 and 2, curve, stand tall. 1, 2, 2. Try it with me. 3, curve, stand tall. 4 dégagés to the side, 4 dégagés to the side, and then let's do both shoulders, both elbows, both arms with the sauté. Sauté means jump. This is going to be fast, dancers. Get ready. Feel that beat in your body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. 1, 2. Curve stand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Curve and stand. Take a 10. 3, 4. Lift in your tummy. Other side. Ready for the jump. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Curve and stand. 2. Curve and stand. Take a 10. 3, 4, 5, 7 and 8. And 1. Press that foot. 5, 6. Both arms. Again. Great job, dancers. That was difficult. Can you feel your heart beating? Do you feel your body getting warmer? When we warm up, our heartbeat increases and our body temperature actually warms up to make it safe for us to dance. A parte dos. Historia de danza moderna. Part 2. The history of modern dance. Let's see how much you remember. When did modern dance begin? In the early 1900s? In the 1970s? It just began in the 2000s? Or in the 1950s? When modern dance began, it was the early 1900s. That's well over 100 years ago. Do you remember what women wore in the 1900s, in the early 1900s? Do you remember flower? Oh, I'll share your answer with them next. Let's see if they come up with the same thing. And at that time, women were expected to wear long dresses. They buttoned their collars all the way up to their necks, and they wore tight-fitting clothing that kind of sucked them in and didn't let them bend, called a corset. Were the first modern dancers people that always followed the rules? True or false? The answer is false. If you got it correct, high five. Modern dancers in the very beginning were definitely not rule followers. The women who began modern dance were rebels. Do you know what a rebel is? A rebel is somebody who goes against a way of doing things or a way of thinking about things. The mothers of modern dance, the women who first began modern dance, really thought differently. They didn't want to wear their clothing buttoned all the way up to their necks. They didn't want to wear the tight-fitting corsets. And they rebelled against the common ideas of the age. And you wouldn't believe it. They even rebelled against ballet. They decided that they did not want to have to do specific steps in order to be considered a dancer. They thought differently, and they thought that dance could be anything you wanted it to be. So they tossed aside the tight clothing, the ballet tutus, and even the ballet shoes. And they wore loose-fitting, comfortable clothing and bare feet to dance. People at that time were aghast or astonished. They couldn't believe that these women would dance this way or dress this way. They had never seen anything like it. And the mothers of modern dance like Isadora Duncan, Loie Fuller, Ruth St. Denis, and Martha Graham didn't care. They kept going anyway. And they decided that not only did they not have to dress the same way as everybody else, but they didn't have to dance the same way as everybody else. And they decided that they would dance however they decided to dance. About the trace. Part 3. Bailar. Let's get dancing with the greats. Let's review how Loie Fuller danced, how Isadora Duncan danced, and how Ruth St. Denis danced. Then let's learn about Martha Graham, one of the most famous modern dancers ever to date. One of the first choreographers or dance creators of modern dance that we are going to talk about is Isadora Duncan. Isadora Duncan was born in California, and Isadora was one of the first people to say that you did not need ballet shoes to dance, and she liked loose-fitting clothing. And something that was so neat about Isadora was that she took inspiration from Greek statues. Isadora thought to herself, how would these statues move if they were alive? And so now you and I are going to choose a statue and decide how yours would like to move. Isadora loved to skip and prance and move in natural rhythms to the music. And a lot of her dances included those movements. Take a look at these statues. Choose one, and then let's try dancing as if you are one of them that has come to life. If last week you chose one statue, choose the other, otro, today. And if you were both statues like I was, see if you can come up with new movements. Recreate your statue as a completely different person. I can't wait to see what you come up with. You have such great creative ideas. And I'll tell you a secret. Modern dance is about following your intuition, doing kind of what your mind tells you to do without telling yourself to stop. So try whatever feels good. How does your body want to move? You'll notice we dance to classical music because somehow Isadora did not rebel against classical music too. Do you remember Loie Fuller from last week? What can you remember about her? There's a clue in the picture. Ooh, I hear lots of good ideas. Ooh, I hear some really right answers. Let's review. Loie Fuller is another famous American modern dancer. So Loie Fuller became a performer all over the world. And once she became a famous performer, she also became known for her lighting. So her contribution to theatrical lighting was huge, huge. She would cloak herself in these long white silk robes, and she would pour light down on herself in different colors to create different images. If you don't have butterfly wings to join me, or Isis wings yourself, perhaps see if you can move your arms as if you have fabric connected for this next part. Or if you're at home, you could take a towel, put it behind you, and then dance with that. So you get a sense of how the fabric moves. If you're at home or at school, move your arms as if you have wings too. And you can imagine how fabulous this is in yards and yards of white silk, light and fluttering, colored lights beaming down and up on Loie. And she would even sometimes have long sticks to create the fabric longer and larger than her real body. Do you remember Ruth St. Denis? If you remember, Ruth St. Denis was her major contribution to modern dance, adding influences from other cultures. Was it music visualization, or was it both, adding influences from other cultures and music visualization? If you guessed C, both, adding influences from other cultures and music visualizations, then you are correct. Just like my ballet cat, Flower. She might be a ballet cat, but she knows a lot about modern dance. This week, let's try a new song for our music visualization. If you're at school, go ahead and sit comfortably in your chair for this. You might want to close your eyes. I always find that when I close my eyes, my imagination runs wild. I can see ideas. I can dream bigger. I don't know, maybe you'll find the same thing. If you're at home, it might be more comfortable to lay down for this. Find a comfortable spot close to the television where you're watching. Get comfortable and close your eyes. Now, let's see if we can create that music in our bodies. You'll notice that today I'm dancing with my hair down. Hair neatly kept was also something the first modern dancers rebelled against. They believed you could dance even with your hair down. A striking difference from ballet. Today we're going to learn about Martha Graham. Martha Graham is by far one of the most famous modern dancers, if not the most famous modern dancer of all time. In fact, sometimes when we mention the mother of modern dance, we only bring up one, and that's Martha Graham, because she became so famous and spread modern dance so far within our world. Martha Graham, unlike most dancers, began dancing at 22 years old. And, well, 22 does not seem old. At that time, dancers were just about to end their career at 22, 25, 28, and rarely made it to 30 years old. So she got started really late in the game. One of her biggest influences was Ruth St. Denis. In fact, Martha Graham got her start in Ruth St. Denis's dance company that she began with Ted Shawn, Dennis Shawn Dance Company. Now, Martha Graham took her influence from a lot of places: Native American ceremonies and pioneer lifestyles of people heading out west to create lives and homesteads were just a few of her influences. And Martha Graham was named Time's Dancer of the Century. So you can tell just how influential she really was. Now, Martha Graham created a technique based off of contract and release. And as you contract and release, the breath and breathing are a big part of it. So you and I are going to try some contract and release today together. A huge part of Martha Graham's technique was called contract and release. A contraction starts in your core, this area right beneath and around your belly button. See if you can put your hands right here. This is your core, or your tummy, or your abdominals if you want to refer to the muscles of your tummy. And when a dance teacher tells you to lift in your core, they mean for you to tighten up your muscles and bring them up and long to support your body and your posture. Okay? So I'm going to show you a Martha Graham contract and release in 2 different positions. If you're at school, you'll try the standing one. And if you're at home, maybe try both standing and on the floor. So let's bend our knees and put our hands on your knees. Manos a rodillas, okay? And we're forming a nice straight line from our tail all the way to our head. See if you can do that. When we do a contraction, it starts in the tummy, and we breathe. Breathe in and out. And with that exhale, the tummy starts to come backwards. The tail starts to curve under, and the curve goes all the way into my shoulders and my head. See if you can do that. And then the release comes from the tummy. Tummy starts to flatten out. Tail starts to go back. Back lengthens, and your head comes up. Again, breathing in. And exhale, contract. Tail curving, shoulders curving, head curving. And inhale. Nice straight line. Again, exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Great job, dancers. Let's try this on the ground if you're at home. So I'm going to get onto my hands and my knees. And again, we want that nice straight line from cabeza y cola, from head and tail. And again, it doesn't change where the contraction begins. It begins in your core. So we inhale, get air into your lungs. And exhale, start your contraction from your core. Tail points down. Shoulders round, head joins in, and you curve that back. Inhale, straighten out. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Find that nice straight line. Great job. For our last dance move connected to Martha Graham, today you and I are going to learn something called a triplet. Have you heard of triplets before? Do you know what it means when a word has T-R-I at the beginning of it? Let's take a look at some words that have T-R-I at the beginning and see if you can find what they have in common. We have triangle, tricycle, and triathlon. A triathlon is a race including 3 things: swimming, biking, and running. What do these words have in common? That's right. They all have 3. A triangle has 3 sides. A tricycle has 3 wheels. A triathlon has 3 activities. And triplets are when you have 3 babies at once. But what does that have to do with modern dance? It doesn't. A dance triplet is 3 steps. It has nothing to do with babies. A triplet is 3 steps, and we begin in a parallel position. Feet underneath our hips. The first step is a plie, and then the next 2 are releves. Rise up, rise up. Then we plie again. Plie, releve, releve. Let's rewind. And try it again together. You can choose to put your hands on your hips or hang them with great weight at your sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Plie, releve, releve. Plie, releve, releve. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Plie, releve, releve. Plie, releve, releve. Practice that on your own. I find that saying the words plie, releve, releve really help me to get the movement right in my body. Say it out loud if it helps. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Plie, releve, releve. Plie, releve, releve. Notice how my feet switch just as though I'm walking. Con musica with the music dancers. Let's go this way and then return rather than rewind. 1, 2, 3, lifting in your tummy. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Plie, releve, releve. Plie, releve, releve. Turn around. 1, 2, 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3, down, up, up. Plie, releve, releve. Here we go. Plie, releve, releve. Plie, releve, releve. 1, 2, 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3, down, up, up. Plie, releve, releve. Here we go. Plie, releve, releve. Plie, releve, releve. Triplets are almost harder to do slow because the releve moving requires so much balance. But let's try it slow for those of you that just need a little extra practice. Not so slow that it gets hard. We're going to start with that plie, and then what happens? Say it. Plie, up, right, releve. I tried to trick you a little bit. So we go plie, say it out loud with me. Here we go, rewind. What's the first movement? Plie, plie, releve, releve, or down, up, up. It's important to remember in this step that even though we are bending the knees down, there's still a lift up through our heads, almost as if somebody was tugging my hair and lifting all the way up through my body as I'm doing it, okay? Anyway, let's try it one more time slow. 1, slow. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Plie, releve, releve, plie, releve, releve. You're amazing. I am so proud of everything we learned and accomplished today. You learned new things. You reviewed from last week and got great answers. And together, we did some great dancing. Now, this week, I want to challenge you to find a song of your own. A song of your own that you can do some music visualization on your own to, like we did with Ruth St. Denis this week, and music that we created in our bodies. That was so much fun. If you're looking for a song, it's best to do a song without words. So if you have a song that you really love, search it with the word instrumental, or write the song title and then add no words to your search online for a song. If you write no words with the song title or instrumental, you'll find a song with no words that you can do music visualization to on your own this week. What a great victory learning about these amazing Mothers of Modern Dance for Women's History Month. I'll see you right here next week on HISD Dance from Home. Bye. Adios. See you next time.